What's up, everyone? I'm C.L. Connolly. I am the horror author of several titles, and right now I am in the process of getting my cult series out. So, Disciples Doctrine is actually already for sale. You can get that either from my website or Amazon, Barnes and Noble, blah, 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 all their prices. I am in the process of trying to get Photoshop on my new computer, because the old Photoshop that I had on my other computer is not compatible with this one. Yay me. Yeah, it's gonna take hours. So I'm in the process of trying to get the Photoshop on here so I can get the pictures from my book cover put onto Photoshop and all clip down and put together so I can actually get the book cover done. And I'm in my husband's office, so it's really cold in here all the time. But yeah, I'm only here because the Wi-Fi is better here, or the internet anyway. But so I've had a stressful week. It is only Wednesday and it's been stressful since Sunday, so that's nice. But I am hoping to be able to get this book cover done at least within the next couple of days, hopefully. I mean, considering the fact that it is only Wednesday, I'm hoping I can get it done in the next couple of days, because it's probably going to be today and tomorrow if I can get Photoshop on this computer. It is downloading now, but it's a download file that Adobe had to send to me last night, late, because it wouldn't work. So I'm hoping it works. It does show that there's 3 hours left, but I'm not positive on whether or not it's actually going to be 3 hours, 5, 6, 9. We're hoping for 1. But that's not going to happen. So anyway, I did take all the pictures for the book cover, and that just needs to be cropped and placed so that it's, it looks like what I wanted it to look like. I have some big cinder blocks on my property, and I wanted to get these cinder blocks set up so that I could make it look like, the City of Disciples, like the wall around the City of Disciples, because the first full-length novel in the cult series is City of Disciples. So I wanted to get that all up, right? My husband was mowing at the time that I was moving these, so I got 12. I got 12 cinder blocks set up, which, by the way, are still sitting there. I'm not as strong as, here, hold on. My puny little arms. These little bitty things. Yeah, my puny little arms do not lift very much. So, yeah, my skinny ass did not get very many. I got 12 of them. And I had to get the wagon thing because I was moving them from here to here. And I was like, yeah, I'm not carrying these. I would have fallen over. It would have just taken me completely. Anyway, so I had to use the little wagon. And I could only get 6 in the wagon to drag it over because I could only get them in a specific way. I'm like, dude, I need to start lifting or something. Oh my goodness. So I got 6 inside the wagon. I took the wagon over to the other side, and then I had to prepare myself to get them out of the wagon and put them down on the ground. And after 12, I was like, I'm done. I'm just going to take these pictures. And I took them from a chair because I was like, whew, oh my God. It was, okay, first of all, it was Sunday afternoon. It was Sunday afternoon, and it was like right at the peak of heat. And because we were in Texas, it was like, I don't know, I think the heat index was like 106, 109, something like that. So it was really hot outside. And I was just like, you know what? But the pictures came out great. So that's one thing. The pictures came out great. But now I have these 12 set up bricks, and I got pictures of them from several different areas and angles. And then of course I got pictures of the trees and the ground and, things like that. So I've got pictures from all angles, and now I'm just going to crop some of those out and make it look like it's all the way around. So we're hoping for that. I was like, okay, I don't remember from like 3-4 years ago that these cinder blocks were this heavy. And I was like, oh yeah, that's because 3-4 years ago I was able to do a little bit more, exercising and stuff. And because of my back, half the time I can't do hardly anything. So yeah, so that's how that works. And I'm like, okay, I need to start doing more push-ups. I need to start lifting. I need to start doing something. Either way, I got the pictures taken. So I got the pictures taken, no big deal. So now I'm just putting them together. And I'm very excited because I know that I can do it the way that I want to do it, if that makes sense. I'm positive that I will be able to, sorry, I was just looking at that and I'm like, yay, it's actually moving. But I know that I can get the pictures done the way that I want it to be done. And it's only because of the fact that I know how to use Photoshop. And I was like so close to just going, you know what? I'm just going to re-email all of this stuff to me, the cover template and all 6 of the pictures I took, and the ones I chose anyway, the 6 pictures that I chose from what I took, because I took way more than that from several different angles. And I'm just going to take all of these, I'm just going to email them to myself. I'm going to get on my other computer, pull them up, and then just deal with that Photoshop and not deal with all of this stress that I'm going through. But of course, to me, I'm sitting there thinking, would it really be the week that I'm supposed to publish my book if I wasn't completely stressing out? Would it now? Now, see, if I could get Photoshop already done and I had it, I would have formatted this Monday and had no problem formatting it Monday. And I would have had the cover done. And today, which is Wednesday, June 14th, it would be submitted to my publisher, which would mean that by Friday, I could, go in and say, yes, this is what I want, because I'd get the digital proof and I'd be able to look at it and be like, perfect, great, let's go with this. But why would anything work in my favor? Because with Disciples Doctrine, it had to wait almost an entire week past the time that I wanted to do it. So that sucked. And then even with Killer Suburbia, I had to wait a little bit longer to get that published. And I think that one was like 2 or 3 weeks longer, but that had something to do completely out of my control. So that was an issue. And then I'm pretty sure that the one before that was Fruitful Affair. And that was because I was trying to get the item, because literally the book cover, it's a pillow that I cut open so that there was like the stuffing coming out. And yeah, so if you've read Fruitful Affair, then you understand the cover and the way that it is. There's a little doll arm poking out of the belly. It's supposed to be a pregnant belly. So if you've read Fruitful Affair, you understand the concept. All of my covers go with exactly what's in the book. Like there's a scene in the book and the cover goes with it, because that's just me. So anyway, except for like Killer Suburbia was just funny because there's 4 serial killers all living on the same street and stuff like that. So there's 4 killers and you get to see what their weapon of choice is according to the front. And then not only that, but I have them set up on the cover as exactly as the way I explain which house on this cul-de-sac they live in. So you can see who's who type of thing, if that makes sense. Anyway, so everything's got to be stressful. I've got to be freaking out. I'm always talking about, oh my gosh, I need an assistant when it comes to this. This is literally something that an assistant could not do, because it's literally just waiting. I'm just waiting for Photoshop to download on my computer so I can have it, right? Now, here's my issue, and I don't know if anybody out there would know. So I attempted to download the Photoshop 2019 that I already have on this computer. Downloaded, no problem. Granted, it took 3 hours, 2 different times. So I spent 6 hours on Monday attempting to get it on here. But once it was on here, I go to click it to open it up and it says nope. And I was like, why not? So I had to Google it. And I find out that the reason why it wouldn't open is because it's not compatible with the operating system on the new Mac. I'm like, awesome, because the old one, my other computer is a 2017 Mac. So now my new 2023 Mac, it's not compatible with the new operating system on here. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get the new one. No big deal. I really wish I would have just done it when we bought the computer, but the guy kept telling me, oh, no, it should work, it should work, it should work. Why did I just not trust my gut instinct to say, but it's a different operating system, why would it work? That's what I was thinking. But the guy, I mean, first of all, he was like the Best Buy Geek Squad guy. So he's like, oh no, it should work, it should work. Okay, well that would be great. It doesn't, because it's not compatible with, with the operating system. And I'm like, that's why didn't I just go? I don't understand why. I feel like sometimes, because I've been around computers. I worked in a print center at an office supply store. So I kind of understand a little bit about the operating systems with computers, because we would have to change out a lot of programs if things were getting updated to a certain Windows program, because they were no longer compatible with the Windows. So we'd have to update everything else too. So it's like, I kind of understand that. And I worked in the tech area too at the office supply store. So I don't know why I didn't just go with my gut and go, no, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. It's not really that expensive. It's literally just Photoshop elements. It's not the big, it's the basic. So it wasn't that expensive. Now, granted, the laptop's expensive, but you know, whatever. So I really should just trust my gut. And that, yeah. And I don't know why I didn't. And I could have just got this, had it downloaded, and you know, moved on from there. But of course, I wasn't even thinking about having Photoshop put on here until I was ready for the cover anyway. And now that I'm ready for the book cover, I've got to make sure I've got Photoshop on here. And of course, I had to do it last minute. Why would I do anything beforehand? I mean, come on. That would have just made my life so much more easier, because my life has to be difficult, right? Does anybody else feel that way? Like, oh yeah, why would I do anything on time? Because my life has to be difficult on certain, you know, when it's down to the wire. So luckily I don't set like publishing deadlines, like, oh, this is the day that it's going to go live, or, you know, this and this and this and this. You know, I don't ever have like a release date for my books. And the reason why I don't set a release date is specifically because every time it comes down to it, this is where I'm sitting at 1.0 of 2.3 gigs on my computer when I started downloading this at 9 o'clock last night. And I'm just talking about this one. I'm not talking about the actual one that I had, the card that I attempted to download that it kept telling me no. This is the one that I had to get on with Adobe Chat, and he was like, here, try this. So I was like, okay, let's try this. So that's where that is, from 9 o'clock last night. And I had to explain to him, this is going to take between 3 and 5 hours because I live in the middle of nowhere and our signal isn't that great. And at like 11 o'clock last night, because they're trying to get us 5G out there, they decided to cut us off completely. So we had no signal. My phone said SOS, and I'm going, thank you. I'm so glad that you're trying to get us 5G, because I know parts of the town actually have 5G, like when you get into the good area. I say good area. It's because we legit live in the middle of nowhere in this town. It's like, you know, main roads, great. And then there's dirt road, private road. That's my property. So we legit live in the middle of nowhere. Like if you didn't know where you were going, you're going to get lost, which people have. People have gotten lost coming to us. And yeah, so there's that. I am doing what I can to get this on here, hopefully, because, okay, so my husband and I got up at 4 a.m. this morning. My husband always gets up at 4 a.m. to get here, to get to work early, because nobody else is here, so he can do things without being bugged, or, you know, oh, hey, I got a question, or hey, can I ask you something? So he just likes to be here early. Now, I did this so that I could come use his Wi-Fi, because his Wi-Fi is way better than what we have at home, because I was using the hotspot on my phone. And then our little Wi-Fi box that we have is literally just a hotspot that runs off the cell service. And I figured that out when I was attempting to do something. I don't remember what I was trying to put on here, but I was trying to do something. And it kept kicking me off because it was searching for signal on the box. Whatever, that's fine. So yeah. The only internet that we can get out there is not exactly the cheapest, I can say. Like everybody's always like, oh, you should get this or you should get this. Yeah, no, they don't come out there. We can't get Xfinity. It doesn't work. They won't come out that way. They're like, no, because the area that we live in is literally backwoods. You know, if you hear banjos run type of thing. Yeah. My neighbors are donkeys, and there's cows from the other neighbors that keep getting onto our property because there's a break in the fence. Which is fine. I mean, that's pretty awesome when you're sitting there in the office looking out the window and you see a cow or 3 walking through your front yard that you don't remember being there before. So That's what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere. Country roads. Every so often you find chickens, not on our property, but like when you're driving through town. Anyway, so they're trying to get us 5G out there. Hopefully, maybe, eventually we'll get it, right? And then, so they cut us off. So I had to wait. And I was like, I'm not going to deal with this today. So we came up here, got up at 4 a.m. I've had my coffee. And it is now 7 a.m. So hoping for the best. I want to get City of Disciples done. Luckily, it's still early June. So I still have time to order a stock for Houston Horror Film Fest, which is August 11th, 12th, and 13th of this year. So I still have time to order stock for that. I will be ordering stock for the other books that I have. I believe there are 7 others. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 other books that I have. This will be book number 8. Both Disciples Doctrine and City of Disciples have not been sold in person. So this will be the first in-person event that both Disciples Doctrine and City of Disciples will be at. So that's 2 books that I've been able to publish this year. The next book in my cult series, which is called Shunning of Disciples, that should be done somewhere October. I'm not giving a date specifically because I can't guarantee it. But anyway, so that's all I wanted to say today. And okay, I'll see you later. Okay, bye.